welcome to CX Today. My name is Kieran, and today's session is called Why Successful Contact Centres Work Smarter, Not Harder. I'm delighted to be joined by Ben Booth, CEO at MaxContact. Ben, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Great. Well, but before we dive into the heart of the topic today, please tell us a bit about yourself, Ben, and about MaxContact more generally.
So I'm Ben Booth. I'm the CEO of MaxContact. Bit of background history: we started as a reseller of contact center software, and about 7-8 years ago, we built our own software, seeing a gap in the market. So I've been working in the industry about 20 years. Everything from first line support to implementations, all the way through to now running a contact center company.
Perfect. Well, you're perfectly placed to explore this topic then. And what would you say are some of the key trends you're seeing in the CC space as we head into 2024?
There's key terms that we're seeing that are driving the trends. One is, efficiency, productivity. We've all had the eye-opener with how technology has evolved over the last few years, especially over this last 12 months. I don't think anyone can get away from it. I think what we're seeing now in 2024 is actually how that can actually deliver value into a contact center, rather than it becoming, it's this all singing, all dancing, we can do everything, silver bullet. I think we're going to actually see some real use cases that deliver value now, and people are going to start realizing how it can benefit their businesses.
I think that was a question I was going to touch on a bit later, but I think we might as well just lead into it now. How important is developing a balance between leveraging AI and automation and still preserving that human agent touch?
I personally think it's very important. All the way through from when originally, if you go back when chatbots were introduced, this isn't new things, because we talk about the customer experience. Everyone talks about being customer-centric. It's using the right tools for the right jobs, and that can benefit not just the customers but also the users in contact centers, because the use cases and what jobs they're doing, especially since I started, have got significantly more complicated. So it's how it can benefit them, which drives that customer experience. And it can do that, of course it can, but in the right places for the right use cases. You do quite often see, and have done with technology over the last 5 years, 10 years, where there's overuse, and it actually has a negative effect.
And why is I think, touching back to the title, working smarter, not harder, is the best strategy for successful contact centers. And how important is developing a customer-centric strategy for a CC, would you say?
Yeah, massive. And I think all industries and sectors, we talk about a lot internally. If understanding your customer now and their requirements and their demand. I mean, when Omni came in as an example, it was to give your users the ability to on any channel they wanted. That terminology has kind of changed now to digital deflection. That's not in the interest of the end user always, that you want to deflect to digital. So I think we're going to get that bit of a balance on understanding that it's for the needs of the customer, be centric to them. And that sometimes though can conflict with where we're finding ourselves with productivity, increasing inflation and wages. So I do think developing that approach does lead, all the studies and research out there shows you that if you've got that customer centricity, it does lead to revenue and value for a business. And I think that's why if we have that centralized approach, it gets you to where you want to be anyway.
And earlier we touched on AI and automation as a tool that can empower a contact center. What about data? How can contact centers use data to inform and really enhance the customer experience and their own internal workflows?
Yeah, I mean, data is an interesting one. Data is actually evolving as well. The feedback that you get from data used to be, you can see the numbers, you've got analytics tools, but those analytics tools even now provide new information to feed back into the contact center. So you used to see, when sentiment came in, but now we've got topic detection. We've got LLMs that you can understand now what's the reason customers contact you, and that can drive it not happening in the first place, or that increasing. We've got to remember a lot of contact centers are reactive. They're contacting you for a reason. You can actually now get that information and feed it back into the business. So contact centers aren't seen as much as a cost center, but almost a revenue generator. But you can also feed that into other areas. And I've always said contact centers usually are the highest touch point with your customers. So you can leverage that data now. And I think people need to go on this and realise that the data you can get back now from a contact centre is also evolving, and it's more important than ever that should feed into that approach.
And how would you say successful contact centres go about safeguarding themselves against future challenges? Given technology seems to be evolving at an increasingly accelerated rate, there's a lot of these challenges that maybe there's uncertainty, maybe unexpected issues that will come down the line. How do we safeguard ourselves against future challenges if you're a successful contact centre?
Yeah, there's usually two things I talk about with clients and prospects in general. One is, this technology can help, but it's evolving. So there is going to be a period of experimentation and, what is the return on investment? Set those targets of what is value creation more so than ever, rather than, just reduce costs as well. And recognising what those are and setting them out as the milestones in your contact centre that don't contradict each other. So we tend to find when we deal with clients, if you get to that one North Star and there's something that you can all get behind, that has a bigger impact. And then, it is, you go down the path with any vendor, we do it with vendors we choose, that roadmap and partnership approach where it is, the technology is coming on board, it's safeguarding your investment, but they're also going to operate and work with you on those answers and questions because, as I said at the beginning, there's a lot of technology out there at the moment, but and everyone's saying it can add value or increase productivity, but there actually isn't as much research behind it with hard numbers. And they can work with you, with your contact centre, with your specific use case on how it can deliver that. And I think that's key going forward for any partnership in technology, not just in the contact centre space.
And finally, what does 2024 have in store for MaxContact?
Excitement is the word I'm using. It really is. So we did a recent debt raise. We're accelerating our route to market, but also our development roadmap, as is, I will say, everyone. I think everyone's on that journey, not just us. But we really, that customer-centric approach with our clients, allowing us to really produce and get to that. Go back to my first point. We're building technology that actually delivers value and embracing it with the clients, and that I think is what's going to make a real difference.
Perfect. Well, I think that's all we've got time for today, but I've really enjoyed it. It's a really positive way to end it. Looking forward to 2024. So thank you, Ben, for being here today.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share on social media, and we'll share you next time. I've been Kieran Devlin of CX Today. Thanks for watching.